Okay, so let's share my screen. Okay, hello guys.
Hello, sir. Hi.
Yeah.
Yes.
So as of now, we had a discussion about the different procurement process like P2P cycle, consignment, subcontracting, third party, STO process, pipeline, RTP, right? Service procurements. Like we have different process we have discussed, right? Different moment types, everything we have discussed, right? So now we'll go to the configuration process. Okay, some of the configuration which is controlling to the purchase orders and GR and invoices, right? So we'll discuss the important configuration steps which needed. Okay, so are you able to see my screen? Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's discuss about that. Today topic was release strategy. Okay, so release strategy is the one of the approval strategy when you creating the purchase orders or purchase requisitions or contracts or scheduling agreements. Okay, anything which like external procurements related or internal procurement, when you creating that. Okay, so we need to be control the purchasing document. How you can control that purchasing document? By defining the approval strategy. So what approval strategy will do? It will be controlling the PO when the lower man in the organization, when they are created the orders. Okay, so the higher persons, the different levels of higher person, they will be approving the purchase orders based on the price and based on the quantity, based on the purchase orders conditions. Based on that, we can define that multiple levels of approval so that we can control the budget, we can control the entire purchase orders and other documents. Okay, so basically it is like a to control the and to control the purchase orders or controlling the contracts, scheduling agreements and other documents, okay, efficiently with approvals. Okay, so because if we are creating the $500 today purchase orders, tomorrow mistakenly if he created $5,000, so it is going to the vendor and the vendor is approved. Vendor is sending the goods back to me. So what will be happen? Actually, we are looking into $500 of the stock, but we received $5,000. So this will be impacted to our company. Unnecessary, you are buying the products without any control. So what you can do, you can put the controls like different levels, like up to till $100. Okay, purchase orders can approve only one level. If it is more than $100 and a bit less than $500, then the next level approval needed. Then if it is more than $500 and $1,000, less than $1,000, we need three levels of approvals. If it is more than $1,000, then we need four levels of approvals. So like we can control the purchase orders so that efficient purchase orders can be created, efficient documents can be created. Okay, basically it is controlling of the purchase orders. Okay, so how to define this release strategy? Okay, so until if it is released, once you define the release strategy, until the approval as approved of this document, till that the document still it was pending with our location, our organization only. It won't be go to the vendor or it won't go to the further steps. Okay, even if it is a purchase requisition, if it is internally they have approved all the levels, then only it will go to the purchase order creation. Okay, or else it will be stuck in the purchase requisition only. So we can define the release strategy for, okay, we can define the release strategy for purchase requisition. So this is the internal document, right? So internal purchasing document, and we can also define the purchase orders. We can define for purchase orders, we can define for RFQ, and we can define for contract, and we can define for scheduling agreement. Okay, we can define for service center sheet. So like we can wherever there is a needed, wherever there is needed the control, we can define that release strategy at that level. Okay, so these are the external documents, right? External purchasing documents. So these documents will go to the vendor, right? So when you defining this release strategy, you make sure that you must be aware about that what controls you have to be defined first, what level of controls you need. Suppose let's assume that okay, my client wise requirement wise, okay, I'm just designing that one condition. It is my client requirement. So what I'm just my client requirement is okay. So my client requirement is when document type. Okay, document type. So when there is a document type and when there is a purchasing group, okay, or maybe you can put a plant or something, whatever you can do, that you can do purchasing group, and when there is a document type and purchasing group and price, when there is a price, okay, and when there is a vendor. Okay, let's assume that if you want to be defined for vendor, or you can define for the some other condition like purchasing organization, okay, that you can put. Okay. Okay, now my client requirement is when it is a domestic PO. Let's say I'm just defined NB for domestic PO. Okay, when the document type NB in the purchase order, and when the purchasing group is 000 or 001 or 002 or something. Okay, and when there is a $5,000. Okay, so when it is less than equal to, less than or equal to, when there is a less than or equal to $5,000 and the purchasing organization is something like 1000, then in this case, okay, there is a level 1 approval is required. That might be operational manager. Okay, operational manager, and the same condition he is putting that, the same condition which is putting that, he also need to the level 2 approval, level 2 approval, which is like might be the store manager. Okay, so like they're asking that different levels of approvals. When it is NB, okay, then again 000 and 001, and if it is a more less greater than or greater than $5,000, okay, and for the purchasing organization, then they need L1 approval, L2 approval, then L3 approval. So L3, like we can say that, okay, it might be the lead, operational lead, or it may be store lead, or it may be the manager, or it may be the some kind of the technical lead, something. Okay, so you can put the technical lead. Okay, so they need approval of L1, L2, L3 approval. Okay, the same which is like suppose till it is more than $5,000 and less than equal to, suppose it's like a $50,000. Okay, now the client, the other requirement wise document type NB same and the same. Okay, and if it is greater than $50,000. Okay, 50,000 US dollars. Then again the purchase organization, then they need L1, L2, L3, and L4. Like you can define, okay, the levels till 8 levels you can define in the ECC. Until 8 levels you can define ECC. So that means when you creating the purchase order with the document type NB, and when the purchasing group was matched and document type is matched and the purchasing organization was matched, and the price when it is defined in the different levels, based on the levels of price or the total PO price, this means total PO value. You can put like total PO value. Okay, so total PO value when it was reaching these values or these conditions, then the system is waiting for the approvals to release, and once it is approved, then only we can proceed to the next level, that is for vendor receiving. That means output generation, or maybe mail triggering, or anything which is like output that can be happen, or else it will still it is a block. That's why, right, we had, when we just doing the other processes, we are getting that approval strategy, like we have to release that. So we have to we are approving the each level, right? So how we can do that approval strategy. Okay, so that we'll discuss now. Okay, and so this release strategy is the we can do this release strategy in ECC version and S4 HANA version also, both we can do. Okay, and if you want to do something different, then in S4 HANA we have the new feature of flexible workflow. Okay, so but first we'll go for the release strategy, how to do that. This is the old classical and old version, so it was very important. Let's understand first this one, then we'll discuss about the flexible. Clear? Any questions? Any doubts? Any doubts? Did you understand what is the concept of this? Did you understand what is the concept of this? Yes, sir. Okay. So the release strategy is nothing but like it's controlling of the document. Okay. So because it might be if we don't have any control on the document, it can be mismatched to the our organization levels, like that they can mismatch on that, and unnecessarily it will be trouble to our organization. Okay. So that's why we just want to control that document. Okay, so let's go to that, how to do this process quickly. So let's go SAP. Okay, so first we'll go to the SPRO, and before going to this one, let's understand the steps first, what to do. Okay, let's go to that. First you have to define that characteristics. Okay, so you have to be choose that characteristics. What is this characteristics? We discussed here, right? We are just controlling based on the we just planning to control our purchase order based on the document type, purchasing group, total PO value, and purchasing organization. Might be some other department, they want to be controlled based on the metal group, based on the PO value, based on the document type. So it might be different for the case to case, right? So when you are defining the release strategy, make sure that what are the characteristics you are planning, what are the characteristics you are planning, what on what fields you are controlling, based on what fields you are planning to define your release strategy, that you have to decide it. So in my case here, I'm just taking the document type, purchasing group, total PO value, and purchasing organization. So the characteristics are here, I'm just taking characteristics are document type, PO document type. Okay, and then total PO value, total PO net order value, then I'm just planning to take purchasing group and purchasing organization. Okay, so this for other my I'm just choose the characteristics, but you can choose whatever you want, but these characteristics should be available in the table level. There is a structure was there. Okay, the structure SAP provided that you must be take the characteristics from that structure. So what is the structure? Okay, that we called communication structure, we generally call as a communication structure. So each process have the different, each document have the different communication structures are there. So let's understand first. PO have the communication structure that is called CEKKO. Okay, and PR also have the communication structure, this is CE-BAN. Okay, and even for contracts and scheduling agreements and PO, RFQ, all it is the same. Contracts and scheduling agreement, and RFQ. Okay, all this having the same process, same communication structure. Okay, and but for service and receipt we have the different CASSR. Okay, so these are the different communication structures are there. So how we can see the communication structure? So what is the characteristics we can take it up? So you can go to the communication structure, go to SC16. Okay, go to first we'll go to SC16 and enter that. CBAN, or we can go to SC11, okay, not SC16, we can go to SC11, okay, CBAN, and click display. Okay, so this is communication release strategy document for purchasing acquisition. And if you want to go for PO or external purchasing document, you can go to CKKO. You can see that communication release strategy for purchasing documents. Okay, and you can go for CSSR also. This is for communication for service interested. Okay, so the communication structure have the fields, having the multiple fields. You can choose your characteristics from this communication structure. So I'm just taking the purchasing organization, I'm taking the purchasing group, and I'm taking the document type, order type, and I'm just taking the total net order value. So I have selected from here only. Okay, so total net order value. So you must be aware about that, what is the field name, what is the component name or component type. So first let's go with purchasing group, EKGRP. So I'm just writing that the purchasing group EKGRP, and purchasing organization EKORG. Where is the purchasing organization? Okay, this is purchase organization EKORG, 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 and PO document type BSART. Let's see, BSART. So BSART is the order type, document type, and total net order value. You can see total net order value is, it's like a GNETW. So GNETW. Okay, so we are explaining to the system, please take these fields or the controls when, okay, GNEWT, right? Okay, so we're just telling to the system, okay, so GNETW, okay, so we're just telling to the system, please consider from this communication structure and take these fields as a control. So when we are defining our release strategy, system will check that what values you are defined, like what value are defined in the your release strategy. Based on that, in the PO, system will check in the table level what data it is matching or not matching. If it is matching, then it will go for approvals. If it is not matching, then it won't be triggered. Okay, so communication structure and characteristics are very important. So when you are defining your release strategy, when you discuss with a client, you have to discuss that what are the control factors. Based on the control factors, you have to define your release strategy. Okay, so first you have to define the characteristics. Then where you have to take characteristics from the communication structure. Okay, so when you are defining the characteristics, okay, you have to be entered that the condition, sorry, the communication structure hyphen the field name. So same it is here also. You have to like take this one, okay, and you can put that, and here also same everywhere you have to take the communication structure, and so that system will be understand that okay, you are planning these characteristics are using in the PO or contracts or scheduling agreement or RFQ. If you are putting the CBAN, then it is for purchase requisition. If you are putting CSSR, it is for service interested. Okay, so this is first step, characteristics definition. Okay, so step 1 is characteristics define. Clear? Then step 2.
Yes,
Step 2 is we have to define the one class. Okay, so we have to define the class because the characteristics when you are defining now, the characteristics we are using for the multiple different processes. It's not only for the release strategy. We can use this for the batch management. Okay, this can be used for material classifications. Okay, this can be used for the other processes. Okay, there are multiple other areas also they can use these characteristics. So when you are defining your characteristics, you also define these characteristics under one class. So that class having the control of class type. So in this class type you are using 032, that is called release strategy. Okay, so that means when you are defining your own class and you are assigning the class type is 032, this class is using for release strategy, not for other processes. Here we are assigning that our characteristics, assigning our characteristics. Okay, clear? So 032 is the release strategy class type. Clear? So in interview point of view, they will ask about the communication structures and they will be asking about that what is the class type you are using and all they will ask. Okay, how to be answered that. Clear? So once you define the step 1, step 2, class is defined and the characteristics are also defined. So what is the transaction code? This one CT04, CT04 and CL02. Yeah. Okay, so you can define these two characteristics. Let's go with the first define the release strategy characteristics. So I'll go for defining the characteristics. So go to CT04 transaction code. It will be go to the characteristics process. Okay, or if you not remember a transaction code, you can go to the SPRO, SAP reference IMG, and go to the material management. And in the material management again, we have the process of purchasing. We are defining the purchasing, and that is purchasing purchase order or purchase request where you want to go, and release procedure for purchase order. Then you have the option of edit characteristics, edit class. So you can go here also. So both it is same. You can go anywhere. Okay, anywhere. You can go directly the transaction code CT04 or you can enter. So now I'm just defining my own characteristics. So okay, I'm just putting the ZPO and I'm just planning to that purchasing group GR purchasing group. I'm just creating first purchasing group characteristic. So click on create and enter that purchasing group. Okay, and you can put the multiple values or single value. If it is single value, then it is not possible to enter. Say in my case, if you see that I just want to enter the multiple, right? If see the purchasing group should be either triple zero or triple double zero one. That means I am planning to enter the multiple values. If it is only single value like 1000 only, then we can go with a single entry. Now in my case wise, I can enter multiple values. Okay, just enter. Then the system will be okay. So before going to this one, I have to go to additional data tab and enter the table name and field name. So we just what is the table name? Data structure. What is the data structure? CE data communication structure. Okay, communication. Then what is the field name for the purchasing group? EKGRP. So once you enter this one, the system is picking from this communication structure and the field name, the length and characteristics, all the data which is coming. So if you see that, I'm just closing here. Okay, I'll just open one more time. Okay, let me wait for this. Okay, I'm just opening new section in between. Okay, if I go to the C11 and if you go to display, each and every field, okay, each and every field having the own characteristics. Okay, so the characteristic type, data type and the length. Okay, so to control the field. So if it is a two characteristics of value, if you are entering that in the control like 10 letters of 14 letters, then it will be the wrong, right? Because the value actually it is a controlling of 3 to 4 characteristics based on the definition. So when I'm just defining the document type, I have to give only 4 characteristics, either 2 characteristics, 3 characteristics or 4 characteristics, less than the 4 characteristics. If I enter the 5 characteristic, then it is wrong. So that controls from the length and data type. Okay, it's sometimes it is the characteristic, sometimes it is a numeric like currency, how it is like, right? So that have controlling the data type. So now just enter this. It is taking time. Okay, so I will do one thing. In meantime, I'll just create one more characteristics also. Directly I'm just going to the CT04. I'm just defining one more CT04. This time I'm just planning to that purchasing organization POR. Okay, so just click on create, and I'll just go directly entering that here CKKO and EKORG. EKORG is the purchasing organization. So once I enter that, the format data used from the above dictionary. So it is taking automatically the characteristics, data type, and the length, number, characteristic length. You can see in the C11, then, and you can define whether it is multiple values or single values. Okay, so if it is multiple values, either you can enter single or multiple also. If it is a single, then it is restricted to only single. So better you can select multiple values. Okay, then I can put that any other values if you want, like fixed values if you want. You can put that fixed value. That means if I know already 1000 only the purchasing organization, and there is only 2000 purchasing organization, then I can put the fixed values here. But in case if I don't know, in future if they want to be use multiple purchasing organizations, then I can put the additional values. Then if I selected the additional values, in future also you can add manually when you are creating or designing your release strategy. So I'm just putting additional value. I'm not entering any value here. Okay, so that's all. I'm just saving this one. So this as created. The purchasing organization is created. So the characteristic purchasing organization was created. Let's enter that as well here. The purchasing organization is created. Okay, so this is characteristics which I created. Now let's go to that one more screen which is already created or not created. If it is not created, then I will close this one because it's taking long time. Okay, now I'm just creating one more new. Click on create. Okay, I'll go back and CT04, enter CT04, and I'm just creating this time total net order value. Total net order value. Okay, TNO. Just click on create and go to again additional data and CEK GNETTW. So once I enter this, then system is taking automatically the field name and the number of characteristics, decimals, and currency, data type currency. This is the value, right? The value either it should be in the currency, right? It should be in the currency type, right? And you can put that what currency you're controlling. So you have to be enter your currency. Okay, and you can put the multiple values or single value what we want, and intervals which is required or not required, because in my case if you see that then the intervals is $5,000 to $50,000. That means it is interval bit from and to between. So that is, in case if it is a only single value, then it is not required, but if it is intervals, then you can put that intervals. Okay, clear? Okay, and you can put values if you have constant values you can put, or you can put additional values. Okay, because in my case I need multiple different values, so I will go first to additional values, later I will define that. Okay, so I'm just saving this one. So this also created total net order value has a characteristic of what? Total net order value. Now what left? What is the left? So we already defined for purchasing organization, we already defined for purchasing total order, net order value. So we have to define purchasing group and PO document type. Okay, so I'll just put PD. PD is the PD is the purchasing document type. Okay, and put BSART is the field name, that is document type. Okay, so characteristic length, and I can put up multiple values and save. Can put here, you can put additional values. Okay, if you don't want to put additional values and just enter the NB document type, okay, then system won't be allow in future to add multiple other characteristics values. Okay, so I'm not selecting here, I just want to show you how it works. Okay, and you can put multiple or single, because if single then it is only one, right? So um, even if you are putting the multiple values also, no, it's not possible, because you have not given multiple. So I will just give a multiple also, ZNB, NB. Okay, like I am just giving that. Okay, so this is the one ZPD which I created. So this is for document type. Okay, now what left? What is the left? Is it everything which created? Is it everything which was created? The characteristics. Hello? Hello?
Sir,
So what left? What is the left characteristics for to define?
communication structure.
Hmm? What is left? We have not created for purchasing group. Okay, so how to define for purchasing group? So I'm just creating the purchasing group, PGR. Okay, so it was already created, it's processing, right? So it was taking long time too. So I'll just quit GPSCP. Okay, okay, I'll just closing this one backend. Okay, now I'll just creating that PGR. Now I'll just create PGR characteristic and define. Okay, it was stopped everything. Okay. How are we there?
Yes, sir.
So what is left?
Uh, Purchasing group.
Purchasing group. So we have to create a purchasing group characteristics. So I'm just creating the purchasing group characteristics. So first go to enter table CKKO. What is the field name for purchasing group? EKGRP. Okay, so purchasing group was created, and the data type, characteristics, and the number of characters, length, and multiple values, and you can enter the other details also. Okay, so additional data. So how we got this CHIR? Why it's not taking CURR? Why it is taking CHIR? Why it is taking only CHIR? Why it's not taking CURR? Because in the data structure, in the communication structure, okay, in the communication structure, it was only defined, predefined by SAP. This characteristic, whatever we are giving, EKGRP is the characteristic data type, and the length is 3. So that is copied here. Okay. So now this is also created. So now we created the characteristics. So why we are creating characteristics? Why we are creating characteristics? Any idea why we are creating characteristics? Because system needs to understand that what fields you are planning to control, based on what fields you are designing your release strategy approvals. Because I have lakhs of fields, every field if system needs to check, it's very difficult, right? We have to be take particular fields to control based on the fields. When it is matching the values, then the release strategy should be triggered. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now this was created. Now we'll go for creation of class. So why we are creating class? Because characteristics are multiple characteristic, lakhs of characteristics are using for the multiple process. We have to be define one class and we have to assign these characteristics. Then the system will understood that these all characteristics we are using for PO release strategy or PR release strategy. Okay, so go to again SPRO and go to SAP reference IMG and material management and go to purchasing and go to purchase order, because I'm just planning to do purchase order release strategy. Go to release strategy and edit class. So you can also see the transaction code is CL02. Okay, now I'm just creating that to understand get PO underscore class. Okay, I'm just putting that. Okay, I'm just putting PO get PO underscore class. And what is the class type? What is the class type?
032.
032. So 032 is the release strategy process. If it is 023, it is a batch. If it is 001, it is a material class. Like we have multiple classes types are there, multiple X. Okay, that class types are using for the multiple other processes, for other modules or they are using. Okay, so in our process we are using 032 is the class type. Okay. Just taking sometimes too much time. Okay. CL02. Okay, now that create, I'm just creating that. Okay, so here you have to enter that PO class or what are the release strategy class. Okay, you can define that class which we are defined, and you can enter that here the characteristics names which you created already. So what are the characteristics you have created? First, the document type, the sequence of the first document type. Okay, so this characteristics name you have to enter, not table name. You have to be entered that what you created the characteristics name. Okay, so enter this characteristics name first. Then again the next one is jetpo underscore TONOU. You have to properly copy. Okay, then the next one is PGR. The next one is what is the next one? POR, purchasing organization. So you can define your whatever you want to define, you can define. Okay, so based on that only system will be controlling. Okay, so entering that here. So once you enter all the details, the system automatically capturing that information, characteristics, length and other values what you enter. Based on that, all it will be captured. So now when I'm using this class for the release strategy, the system will understood that okay, this is for defined for the release strategy and that having that these characteristics. Okay, so save and go to display and you can see the characteristics values. Okay, so you have multiple characteristics class types are there, material class, and you have the batch, you have engineer related, all these things means it is for they are using for multiple other purposes. So class is not only MM class, is the PP class, is the QM class, is the ST, they everyone have that their own purpose. It is common process. Okay, so now I have used this class. Okay, I have created this class. So let's note down this class as well. I have created the class jetpoiclc with a document. What is the class type? 032. Okay, so now the initial setup is done. Now we'll be defining the our procedure. So what is our planning? We need one relay strategy which needs to be having that multiple levels of approvals, okay, and multiple characteristics. So characteristics are already defined. Now we have to define the levels, multiple levels. So here we have 4 levels, right? So you can define 4 levels, 5 levels, 6 levels, how it is like. So all levels together, one group I have to create. First I will be creating the group. Okay, I will be creating the group first. Let's go to SPRO, and MM, SAP MM, and purchasing, sorry, back, purchasing and purchasing order, and then you can go to the release strategy, then you can define the release procedure for purchase order. So here you can define your own group, you can define your own group, you can define your codes, that means levels, different level, branch manager, project manager, supervisor, tubular, HOD, like that you can define, and indicators. Okay, how to define all these strategies. Okay, so make sure that, okay, if it is already there, if it is already strategies are defined somebody, okay, make sure that those should be deleted. Okay, because this class is the unique class, only entire the system having the only unique class for PO. Okay, so the unique class for PO and RFQ and contract and scheduling agreement, the unique class. So I cannot create multiple classes or multiple release groups with a different classes. I can create the multiple groups, but it should be unique class. That means if I created my own group also, it must be this one only, because it's already defined. In case if you want to be use new one, then first you have to do, okay, you have to delete all these things. You have to delete and you have to define your own, you have to define your own group. Okay, for that you cannot directly delete this one, because this release group having the release codes. So this release codes are there, so you have to delete the release codes. Again, you cannot delete the release codes directly. Why? Because they have defined the strategies. The strategies they have used that your codes. So that means first you have to be delete the strategy, then indicators, then codes, then groups. So come down to up, delete all, then you can use your own, you can define your own release strategy for release group. Okay, so is it clear? Any questions on this one? Did you understand that what I'm saying? Did you understand that? Right, so we are just deleting now. We'll go to I'm just deleting all these groups because I don't want to be used this, because these characteristics class are different. So I'm just deleting now. So first I'm deleting the release strategy, not directly release group. So I have to be delete first release strategies, enter, save, then this is deleted, and go to release indicator. So here we are not using any group or codes and all, so you can keep it like this one or you can delete. It's your choice. Okay, I'm not deleting this indicator, but if you want to delete, you can delete, no problem. And I'll just go for release codes, then you can delete this, save, and go back and group. Now you can create a group. So I'm just deleting group. So now there is no release strategy now in the system, pure release strategy, it is deleted. So it was deleted. Now you can define your own style, because if you are not deleting like that, no, so when you are doing the check release strategies, you will get like error messages. So there are so many release strategies are not properly deleted, so that's why it is coming error message. So next time if you want to be try to use the same codes or something or group, system will not be allowed. Okay, so it will give the error message. Okay, so that's why properly you have to be deleted, or else it will become inconsistency. Okay, so I deleted. These are the old, somebody they are created earlier and they have not properly deleted, that's why it is coming red color, but we have deleted some other. So now I'm just creating, go to again define our own procedure, list procedure. First I'm creating the group, I'm just putting something jet or something, I'm just creating. And what is the class which we have defined? What is the class we have defined? Our own class. Now I'm just connecting to the my class which I have defined, that we are connecting to this group, release group. So I'm just entering that. Okay, clear? So now this release group having the my own class. Okay, and now go back and you can enter the description whatever you want to be defining, and because they might be having the multiple groups, right? Like plant wise, group wise, there multiple different groups are there, so you can use that. Now I'll be defining the codes also. Okay, first I'll go for what is the my group which I created, my group jetter. So I'm just going with that jetter, go to jetter, define jetter, and I'll just put something like level 1. Okay, and workflow is nothing but like a, okay, so this workflow will be using to uh, capturing the particular user. So that means level 1 this user can release, level 2 the user B can be released, level 3 user C can be released. So the workflow will be helpful to trigger these approvals to the particular release group, that means codes. And okay, so to configure this actually workflow consultant, above consultant is needed, above workflow consultant will be there, they will be creating the agent and all. So it's okay, now we can go with this line, operational manager, the first level. Okay, and get or to L2 and again 1, and I'm just putting that store manager. Okay, then get our L3 1 financial manager. Okay, then get our L4 1, okay, CFO. Get our L5, okay, 1, then you can put that COO, like that you can define. Okay, so you can define how many you want, you can define that. Okay, clear? Okay, so level 1 approval is operational manager, level 2 approval manager, store manager, finance manager, CFO and CO. Okay, central operational, okay, and central financial officer. Okay, so the indicators, what is the use of this indicator, why we didn't delete it? This is the indicators telling that what level it is still blocked. That means the first level it is approved, still do you want to be use that PO to next process, or is that done that approval, the first level? Because for every strategy we are defining multiple levels, right? In the strategy, if you see that here, the first strategy, this is the first strategy having that 2 levels of approval, the second strategy having that 3 levels of approval, the strategy 4 third was 4 levels of approval. That means first L1 is approved, still you want to be blocked or you want to be released. L2 approved, still you want to be released this PO for the next process, or still you want to be blocked. So that block and release will be the, here it is control. Okay, so the check boxes, it's telling that the PO is completely released if it is coming. That means when it is G or R, the completely it is released. And here there is a charge changeable 6. That means if once PO was created and it is released, if still the user is doing any changes in the PO, whether again new strategy have to be trigger or not trigger. So it is controlling here. So you can see that multiple cases are there, changeable new release strategy if new strategy was triggered, value was changed. So like that you have options, different options. No, cannot be changed. If you put the 1, cannot be changed. That means once it is released PO, system will not be allowed to do the any changes in the PO. like multiple. Okay, so we have these controls. So then I'm just defining the strategy. Enter, click on enter. And what is our release group? What is our release group? JTR, right? And let's define S1 strategy. So S1 strategy having the this I can put simply this one. Okay, I'm just putting that listen. So L1, L2 approval is L1, L2. The first level, second level. Then go to release prerequisites. Okay, first it will go to L1. If once L1 is approved, then L2 approval is required. Okay, so again go to release status. First, if there is no approved, none of the approved PO, it's still blocked stage. One approval is done, but second level approval is still not done. Still it is blocked, and if it is released, both cases, then it is released. So I can put either or G, because there is two cases are there, you can use. Okay, so continue, save. Once it is saved, then go to classification here. Then the system will come automatically. Okay, the values, order price value, and other details you can capture here. You can put data values. Okay, so just check that this is the class which is your defined. Go back. What is your class? ZPO CLS, right? So this ZPO CLS have the how many characteristics are there? Display. Go to display. Go to these are the characteristics are there, right? So all these characteristics you have to be it will be controlled. So let's go to the release strategy and prerequisites. Continue, release status, continue, save, then classification. So error in the classification. What is error here? Please check the specified class or class type in the customization for the release procedure. So let's go for this is what we defined, right? So let's see. It is release status and all it is validated, and have defined our release strategy, order type and everything. Then save. So this is there is no problem with that. And CLS, okay, indicator, okay, and strategies, cut up requeries, okay, so this you are getting some error. Okay, so it's 1010. Okay, so we'll check tomorrow CL20N. Okay, so what is our release group? JTR. What is the S1? Okay, why it is coming only one which is coming? That means other characteristics are not activated properly. So let's check the CT04 other activities also, whether it's active or not active. There is no restrictable. Okay, it is already case of release. Okay, and values, multiple values. Okay, and this is also capturing. There is no restriction also. Then it might be okay. Again, this is also release status, no restrictable, and the status was released, and values are not defined, and document type and this restrictions. So this is also no problem. So this is released only. Okay, characteristics defined also. This is correct. There is no mistake here. Okay, then we'll discuss tomorrow because it's already 10:10. So if you started to analyzing this issue, then it will take another 30 minutes time to do. Okay, so till here to do practice well. Okay, we'll check tomorrow why it was not working, why it is coming wrong, it is not taking. Okay, clear? So I said na, so it's not properly not deleted, and some cases will get a problem of inconsistency. That inconsistency also sometimes stopping that. So we'll see all this tomorrow. We'll check. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then I'll just stop the class. Okay, do practice. Okay,
Yes.
so this is also very important in interview point of view. Okay, clear? Why suddenly it was changed? B. No. But why it's coming only one document? Eh? Chat class. Why this is not my class, no? I think this release group having the problem. Yes, let's see. Already it was defined in the layer. Z or okay. Anyway, we'll try tomorrow. Okay, it will take time to see that what happening here. Clear?
Okay.
Okay. Any questions today procedure?
Everything is clear.
So will you do practice on this one?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So any doubts, tell me that. Okay.
Sure. Sure.
Okay. Now it's coming. See, I think it's some not updated properly. So now it's coming, right? Okay. So I can put L2, L1, L2, L3. So save, control, save, and first level approval. Then second level go to release blocked. Then we'll go for approval. Okay, now I'll just put here the values. So because I have given particular values and additional not allowed, so that's why it is coming only NB or ZNB. So I cannot enter that additionally. So I can select only from here. Okay, then total net order value. So my case was total net order value. My case was greater than or less than equal to 500. Okay, so you have to be entered properly the this is so after this enter. Okay, so now 500 less than, so then okay, so then I'm just selecting this one. Okay, then purchasing group I'm selecting the 000 only one value, or you can enter the multiple also. You can enter 001, 002, like that you can enter multiple because additional values are allowed. And purchasing organization also you can enter that KKD, okay, GCED, GCEM, okay, like that you can enter. Okay, clear? So like you can enter what are the characteristics. So then you can enter, then go back and save. Okay, once it is saved, then you click on release simulation. Then you can see the first it will go simulate release. It will go to the first L1 approval. Once it is approved, then it will go to the L2. Then it is satisfied release until it is block status. Okay, so now I have set up only for one strategy. Let's check that if it is working or not. Okay, I'll just create the ME21N. Okay, and document type NB, yes, I set up that, and I can use any of the vendor because I don't have any control of this with vendor, so I can use any of the vendor. Okay, then I have control of the purchasing organization, so I'm just entering KKD, and I have purchasing group control also. I'm just using a 000. Okay, so I'll just use that whatever it is created KKD will be used in this one. Okay, so I can use. Okay, now I'll just entering other details also. So I'm just now, okay, this is CAD. We are defined the currency as a CAD, but here it is euro. Okay, this is different company, right? Okay, now euro, right? Just under euros, just click on check. Okay, click on check. If this is matching with our release strategy, the value, it is converting to the euros, converting to CAD, and it is checking that. And if it is satisfied, then you will get the release strategy tab. So this release strategy tab having the JEDOR group. This is our group only, right? This is our group only, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So this group is our group only, and this strategy is our group, and L1, L2 approval. So it is coming, right? So then save. So when I can, when this release strategy will not trigger, when the value is more than $5,000, 5,000 CAD or something which we have given. Okay. So now where I can release this one, the first level, once this PO was created, I can go to the ME29 and okay, this is the way I can go directly enter, and I can approve the levels. I can approve the levels of levels. I can approve the levels. Okay, first level and second level. But if you want to be go with level by level, then you can go to ME28. In ME28, you have to give that what is the code. What is the code? L1. L1 is the first level. I want to be released, and ZR is the first release group, and check that any release strategy was there. Any release strategy have to be approved. Okay, so enter PO document type for this and execute. So for this you have the approval pending. Okay, so for you can click on this one, then the system will be releasing the first level. So I'm just approving only first level, not for second level. Then go. Okay, then go to ME23 and go to ME23 and first level was approved. See, first level was is approved. The second level was pending. So still the status is blocked only, not released. Then I can go to the again ME28 and go to L2. This time I'm approving L2, and ZR is the group, and I can go in the different format also. Next also you can do. This is a classical report, and that is a ALV format report. So I'll just entering the again document number, execute. So this is a classical report. So select and click on delete. So the two ways you can do it. Okay. So now the second level also it's approved. Now you can refresh this one PO. The second level also it's approved. That means it is released. Now you can create your release the PO output. If it is not released, then PO output was not possible. That means the second next step will not be possible. Either GR or invoice, anything which is not possible until the PO is completely released. Okay, clear? Clear? If
Yes,
suppose
sir.
my purchasing order value was more than $5,000. Okay, suppose I'm just giving that my purchasing order value is too much. Okay, suppose I need something. Okay, click on check. So check here, this release strategy was not triggered. Why release strategy was not triggered? Because I have defined only one level, one strategy only, that is till $5,000 only. As per my configuration, I have done only for first one, right? Not for other cases, right? Clear? If it is a below 1,000, below 5,000, then again the release strategy will be triggered. Now this release strategy will go to the particular person. Okay, how it will go? They will be configuring that. They will be configuring that workflow here. Here they will be entering that. Okay, what is that? ZR is the group, and level 1 is L1, and the unit organization unit is user, and the username is, I'm just entering my username, EW user 39. So that means the level L1 can be approved by only agent ID, that is the user. Okay, so if suppose Z or L2, if I just mentioning that some other approval, okay, some other user, okay, then they can only approve that. Okay, so they can only approve that. If I'm just putting 40, then only 40 can approve. Okay, but okay, so they will get this all, they will get all notification in their inbox. So the inbox is, okay, so where is the inbox here? You have the inbox here. Click on that inbox. Okay, this is inbox here. Okay, so this transaction code is, okay, this transaction code is SPWP. So here you will get that unread, you can see that the mails, okay, whoever get mails, you will get mails. If it is pending with approval, so if it is pending some other things, you can see here. Okay, so here you will get that the all messages and mails, but to get this one, yeah, they have to be configured that base system have to configure that mail triggering and spool generation and all, everything, that squat and all they have to do. If the external mails, if they want to be triggered, that they have to do separate configuration, workflow configuration and all. Okay, but from functional point of view, you still want to be understand till the POS triggered or not triggered. Okay, clear? Is it clear? So the same
Yes, sir.
cases you can do for PR, and you can do for RFQ, contract scheduling agreement, you can do that. And the same strategies you have to be defined for the next levels. Okay, clear? Clear? Any questions here?
No questions. Everything is clear.
Okay then. If no questions, Shravan, do you have any question?
No, sir. That's it.
Any questions?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, so please do this practice. Okay, please do that. Okay, because these are very very important. Okay, do the practice. Okay, so if suppose it is the between the levels, how you can define with the between the levels? Suppose I'm just going to the new strategy with the same what is the level which is like x2, that is like greater than $5,000 to less than 50,000. In this case L1, L2, L3. Okay, I'm just putting L3 level. Then if you can see that the first L1 it will go, then L2, then L2, L3. Okay, it will come. So you can see the first level it is blocked, or no, none of them released. The first level is approved. Next one, the two levels are approved but still blocked. The last it is released. Save. Now same you can do NB, document type NB, and you can put that I'll just tell you this is metadata value, but I will fill other values. Okay, I'll just fill other values. Now so I define purchase organization, I define the purchasing group and document type. Now total net order value. So total net order value is, my value is greater than 5,000, right? 5,000, and less than is less than or equal to 50,000. Okay, now see that you have to give that, first you have to enter greater than, then give space, then value, then space, dash, space, and less than. Have to give all these things properly. Okay, then only it will come properly. Clear? Is it clear? Is it clear? Now release simulation first level. If I release L1, still L2 have to release, and L2 approved, then L3, then it's same. So now Now the system will check the value. The system will be checked the value of the PO, and it will be checking that the second level approval which is coming or not coming. Clear? Any questions? Please ask me. Any questions? Do you have any questions? Any questions?
No, sir, everything is clear.
Okay. Okay then. No questions, then we'll stop then class. This euros are converted. Okay. See, now this is value converted to XAD. Now three levels are coming: ZR, X2, L1, L2, L3. Since I have defined for processor, that means workflow, which is L1, L2, so we are getting that processor name. Clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So this is the way you have to define your release strategy. Okay then guys, I'm just closing the call. Do the practice and let me know, okay, if you have any question.